Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong and welcome to the Back Office Teardown Lab. Excuse the background noise, it's one of those days where all of the kids are out and about. It's a Saturday. Although in lockdown every day is like a Saturday, but they're playing around outside. So I thought what I would do, rather than get deep into any serious projects, I would just have a little bit of a clear up of my desk. And as I was clearing up my desk, I found loads of bits and pieces that I've been working on. And I'm working on a Neo Geo as well at the moment, which is one of those projects that, you know, is endless and I can't show you anything because it's difficult to film. I should do it really, but I'm not good at that kind of video. So I just thought I'd just show you a bit of a show and tell type stuff. I'd found a Chromecast that I'd recently upgraded. I say recently, I'd done years ago with a heatsink upgrade to get it working again, and that actually does make them work really well. I had to do the same really recently to a Fire Stick, and that improved it too. So depending on your weather, heat, humidity, whatever, you might find if you've got a glitchy gadget like this, it could just be getting hot. So rather than bin it, you might as well just open it up and see if there's any way you could add some additional cooling to it. One way I thought though, I'll just pull the Fire Stick out. I've got one here. It's not the one, but oh yeah, no, it might be one that I've been messing with in the past though. If you've got a Fire Stick, I'll just crack that open and show you. You can just whip those open quite easily. There's a little mod you can do, and you can see I've put some gunk on there as an experiment, but you can see the gunk doesn't actually touch the lid bit, so you have to be a bit more careful in how you're going to heatsink these. But what you can do, there's another bit of heatsink metal on the back, and you can see that's all you've got. And of course your mandated government IT chip built into your Fire Stick. What you could do though is just drill holes. What I thought would be nice, put holes in here and put roofing nails through. You know, the little clout nails, whatever they're called, very short ones with a very wide head, so the heads are dotted. Put some compound on them, some heat sinking compound on there, and then just put that through, and it'll look like a porcupine. It will have all these nails sticking out like a bed of nails. You could do it on both sides. I think you'd definitely get some contact even on this side, and then you've made your own. So that's what that was. That's my heat experiences. I guess it's because we're coming into the summery weather now, and it's going to be something that's more and more common as we go on. So we'll put these aside, our TV watching gadgets. I did a little video. It didn't work. I might post the video. I don't think it's particularly good quality, but it might make... if I had a B channel, I'd post it, but maybe I'll just post it for patrons only. You think you'll get a kick out of actually seeing this. What we did is we took a Nintendo GameCube memory card that was just rubbish. It was always corrupting and getting rubbish. And I swapped out a NOR memory, a NOR flash from a pen drive basically onto it to see if we could get that working. Long story short, it didn't work. So I've held on to this, but I'm going to throw it. It's going in the bin now. That's it. Done. Memory, everything's gone. We're not reusing any of that. Something else I've got in the post, again, not tried it, is a Max 30102. And this is, there's two of them here. Let me get them out of the bag. And it's nice to show you these, because what happens sometimes is that they'll just get lost forever. These little bags and stuff that comes in the post gets lost forever. Though I might just put it into this little jewel case. So at least we've got some value out of it, you know, because it's waited long enough for it to arrive. So what these are the sensors that you get in the pulse oximeters, or the gadgets that measure your pulse. I've got a couple of them. Let's get them both out. All the bits. You can see they've got a little wee header that comes with them, so you can put them on your board. VIN, SCL, SDA, INT, ERD, RUD, and ground. So all of the different things there. It looks very suspicious. That's how squared C is. Put that over. Nothing on the back. And that there, right in the middle, is that Maxim sensor. And the idea is, if that's working, you should be able to put your finger on there, and that's going to be able to send the data to work out your pulse and everything else. I mean, if they say that's what's in oximeters, I'll have to believe them. Although when I've opened up oximeters, they seem to have rolled their own variant, but I think that's a all-in-one chip. So yeah, we got those at the beginning of the COVID things in case we would run out of oximeters, but it seems like we're not really running out of anything these days, so yeah, not enough people getting sick. Okay, so the first thing I want to cover here is this, is the board that was kindly sent to me by Chrissy, like really kind, and it's amazing. It's like literally the most amazing thing I've ever got. Well, not really, maybe the most amazing, but one of the, because look at this, it's actually this PCB. It's a really thick PCB. That's a hefty old brute. It feels like it's 2 or 3 mil thick. You could hit someone with that. And this is a board for the, I want to say, Sharp X68000. Can't believe I forgot. Well, I'm pretty sure it's a Sharp. And it's a sound card. It's a Yamaha, I believe it's a Yamaha compatible type sound card. And these are the MIDI ports and sound ports and everything else. It's an entire kit that Chrissy's put together. Apart from one thing here that says eBay, which is the YM3802. And the reason I haven't built this kit is because I haven't managed to obtain it. And that's the synthesizer chip that Yamaha made that used to live in synthesizers and probably some sound cards. I don't really know if you had an Ad-Lib or a Sound Blaster or a Gravis or something. One of those would have probably used them. But I'm really looking forward to making that. So I am going to just have to get that sound chip. But what I might do in a video, maybe this week, is should we just make it without the sound chip? I think the assembly part, you know, treat it as a kit. Because most kits we don't really expect to get working at the end anyway, so it's not too dissimilar from that one. What else do we have? Oh, so many things. So this is from Ian from Monster Joysticks, and you can say I said from Neil because I want to send it to Neil over in the Retro Man Cave because it's something I assembled from the kit that Ian sent. And if you remember the other PC Sharp, what the heck were they called? The X68000s. You know, it had an issue with the power supply. So if you try to use an ATX power supply, any power supply, even if you rework a standard power supply into its case, it has a reverse logic on the power button, and that's what this board does. It's quite a nice board. You can see I've just sort of tested it out. It's going to have a few little solder marks here because I did test it out. So you put in your ATX power supply, and you can see you've just got all the power rails you need, the plus and minus 12 volts, 5 volts there. But then you'll see this power on signal, and if we're not mistaken, it goes up to here, and it's going into this. This is giving you your reverse logic. On my board, remember if you see my video on that, I used rolled my own circuit, and I think it was just a kind of diode, some transistors or something. It wasn't too complicated. So technically, those sorts of things are overkill because there might be a 6 of something in it or 4 of something, but it doesn't matter. Now, I did have a gift package come from Eduardo Arana. I think I've got that right, Eduardo. And Eduardo makes loads of great stuff, really great stuff, a really good price. Go to Eduardo's website at Arananet, and I'll zoom in on that. He always chucks in these little doodads. I do love these. Look at that, it's like a little PCB of a floppy disk with all of the contact information. Look at that, retro hardware. And yeah, go over there and oh, look at those. Oh, I don't know, it's an Amiga thing. And he does loads of gadgets for Amigas, STs, kind of whatever system he's into, I think, at the time. Just like most of us, to be fair, we all seem to just go in waves, don't we? Everybody's into something right now, everybody's into something else. But this thing looks to me to be like some sort of intriguing interface, and I think it's either going to be a keyboard or a mouse interface. You tell me. I haven't looked on the website to see what it is. It doesn't really say what it is. It says it's original design here by J. Slombikes, something like that. It's really tiny, and then it says PCB designed by at Eduarana, but it does say, it says PS2 KB to A5000, so it's a PS2 to Amiga A500 keyboard interface, which is probably quite good. I mean, I don't remember what the A500 keyboard is like as standard, but maybe if you've got one with no keyboard or a broken keyboard, or you want to put it in a enclosure, you know, like a PC style enclosure, then that would be for you. Now we have a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole mess of stuff in here. This is from Andrew Beer, aka Sad Ken. Lovely Sad Ken has sent me a support package, it seems, and of so many good things. And I can tell you what these things are. So the first thing is here, you can see this is a BBC Master Rom cartridge. So if you have a BBC Master, they have the ROM slots in the front, so you don't have to pull the little ashtray thing out and put raw ROMs in. It came with an actual card interface. And I do believe these are the components that go along with this, because there you go on the back. So it's got some basic logic and a dip switch here to allow you to switch through different configurations, because I'm pretty sure you can hold more than one image on these. So that'll be quite nice to do, and it'll be quite nice to 3D print an appropriate case for that, so it'll slot in nicely. So I'll put that there. Now, and these things are the RS485/RS232 interfaces for the BBC Master, and the reason is, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Sad Ken actually has got the new RetroNet working on there, so that is going to be phenomenal. And so that's for me to pull my finger out and get them going. And if you're wondering why these haven't gone back into the store right now, that's because there is an issue. The RetroNet V3s, which were so gorgeous, there's a sourcing issue with the components, so I might have to just respin the PCB to make it a little bit more tolerant of the kind of components I can get my hands on right now from the Far East. All the lead times and everything's been getting out of hand, so that's why they're not there. And I've decided not to take pre-orders because we never know how long these things are going to last, do we? So I'd rather have components in my hands before I let you loose. Now, this is something from Z Labs, but I think this is again something that Andrew's made. I think Z Labs, are they a PCB company? Or is this just a bag from something else? But look at this. Sega Genesis Basic ROM Cartridge. So when we say Basic ROM Cartridge, I don't think it means it's got a copy of Sega's Basic application, although that would be cute if it did. I think this is just a simple ROM cartridge. And look, there's a jumper here for a 4 megabit, 8 megabit or 16 megabit, or even a 32 megabit ROM size, depending on what ROM you've got. The ROM on this case it's not been soldered in actually, has it? I think. It looks suspiciously like it's still floating, so that can be popped out. Although, I wonder if you'd ever solder that in if you're just using it for experimenting, because that looks like a really good fit. It could probably make enough contact. So essentially though, you can just put this in your UV eraser and then reprogram it to have any new titles you want, which is kind of cute really. In this day and age, you know, where you can get the ROM cartridges that have like 1 million games in one for the Sega, and I have to admit I've got one and it's really good. It's basically every game on there that you'd want. It's quite nice that you still have one to experiment on, because you know, you might want to try Homebrew. That's what that's for. Now the last package here, and I'm going to, there's a lot to it. And it's one I really wanted to cover before, but I haven't. And there's a nice letter. It's from Pierre, and he always sends a lovely note. And this is a Christmas note, so that just shows you how long ago. This was in January of this year, and it's just been sitting. I've kept it just right by my side the whole time. And this is a tricky one. It's because I don't have any of the old RetroNet V1s or V2s. This is for a RetroNet V2, and we're on the V3 now. But let's cover it because no doubt we'll want to do this type of thing. Pierre might be ever so kind to make this for the new model. But what he's got here, he's 3D printed, and it's a really good colour, by the way. It's a really nice sort of retro colour. He's made a whole 3D printable kit for the RetroNet V2 to plug it in really nicely into the back of the ST. He's got loads of these. You've seen them covered in the previous videos. He's making all these nice accessories, 3D printed accessories for his ST, using all of the modules that we have on the web shop here. And there's the RetroNet V2 there sticking out. Of the top, you can see by here. But let's just have a quick look, because he's put ever so much care. And again, Pierre, the only reason I've not actually done a video of this being assembled, I promise you, is that if I make anything I rather them in other people's hands, and I never, I never keep hold of stuff. That's the problem. I'll make it and give it all away. I'll give it away, give it away, give it away now. Look at that. So he's actually gorgeous. Gorgeous. He's made an adapter. He's made a lovely adapter, and that's not going to go to waste. That is incredibly useful for testing things on. So that is going to be definitely in use. And there's all these little pieces, these components. And look at that though. I don't know how he does it. He does some sort of dual shot technique with his 3D printer that gives you this, and that is printed in a glow-in-the-dark filament. So you can see it's got a standard beige coloured backing, but then as I turn it, it's a clear, translucent, fluorescent, luminous finish. So that is pretty wonderful. And I wonder if it might be possible to respin the design slightly and to get by, the issues and restrictions of the actual PCB. It's got so many nice little moving parts. It's got some levers. It's got some wonderful bars that go through, and that's how you switching things and locking things together. It's a real work of art, actually. Pierre, I think please I'll try to find your Thingiverse, and if I don't, please post it down below so people can come and see how you're actually assembling and designing these things, because they are really amazing how they all just work together. It's always a system in here too. In fact, I can see already. The reason I'm not putting it together because I don't have the main RetroNet unit, which I think would be part. If it's like Pierre's previous designs, the PCB forms part of the integral part of the design of it all, so it won't lock in properly unless the board's there to take its position among it all. But that's fantastic. But maybe, just maybe, if we have a go. Oh, you know what? Pierre, if you don't mind, I know you're not going to mind. Let's see. Shall we just see whether we'll take a little side cutters to this? Let's see how far off we are. I think with a little bit of a trim of this corner here. Don't split. Oh my gosh! Is that printed with zero infill? My side cutters are bending. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Wow, that was tough. That was absolutely stonkingly tough. Oh, I think, oh, something's breaking. Something's breaking somewhere. We'll do it. We'll just force that PCB in. Bend the PCB if necessary. So close. Hang on. We've got it. We've got this. What we need to do is just take off some of those, what do you call those? Just ends, loose ends. That's why in all the movies they always want to clear up all the loose ends. Then we'll be able to slide that in. So Pierre, look, with a little bit of modification, not much, if we could just definitely have a go at this. Let me know though, if your drawings, what format are you keeping these in? Because if you're doing it in Fusion 360, or a common package, I'm sure some of us, myself included, would be happy to save you the bother of redesigning it and push into your repo a new version. I feel now it's like my destiny today. This is how I beat COVID. It's just basically by having to solve this puzzle. Oh, there we go. You can get the damn thing in. Look at that. No way, it's so close. Pierre, it's so close. Oh my word. Very excited about this, very excited. So there you go guys. Sorry it's just a show and tell, and you get to witness all of the junks. But this is the sort of thing though that just, it keeps you going, doesn't it? It's an irritant and a blessing. And there's so many other unfinished projects. Look, I tried to 3D print an enclosure for a little games PCB thing. I don't know. I want to just do new versions of that enclosure to get a better feel for it. I might give this away as a prize actually. Stay tuned if you're I'll offer it to people on the Patreon and Discord first, some of this stuff. In fact, we'll start giving away this stuff. Anyway, hope you're keeping safe. Hope you enjoy your Saturday or whatever day it is when you're watching this. We'll start doing some proper videos next week because I think we need to get on this. Maybe on Wednesday we will get this going and we'll do some more design streams as we go along. Thanks, everybody.